Hi everyone, my name is Emily, and for my framework, decided to do it on strengthening families. This is the article we read a few weeks ago for one of our reflections, and it had some great components on it on how caretakers can strengthen relationship with their families. So there was 5 aspects to it. The first aspect was parents' resilience, and that just kind of talked about showing that parents are appreciated and valued. That is very important for us as caretakers to do. Honor families' values, race, ethnicity, etc. Obviously, that's a big one. That should be a no-brainer. We should always do that, no matter what household we're going into. Always honor family, value, race, ethnicity, etc. And then it talked about guiding families to show how to manage stress effectively. I think this is a very important one because obviously parents are always, any family you go into, there's always going to be some sort of stress. So it's important to show how we can manage that stress and just make sure it doesn't overcome them so they're not feeling so overwhelmed. The second aspect was talked about social connections. It's kind of talked about creating an inclusive environment, encourage engagement within the community. So just kind of talking with families about the community they're in and how they can be more engaged with them, and then help families value and build social connections. So building social connections within the family and also building social connections within their community, their neighbors, just stuff like that, how we talked about before. The third aspect was knowledge of parenting and child development. This talks about providing information and resources to families about child development, what they need to know, and providing opportunities to try out new parenting strategies. I think this is an important one because sometimes parents can feel flustered and frustrated with what they're doing isn't working. So us as caretakers can go up to them and say, "You're doing a great job, but maybe we should try something else. Here are these new strategies. Would you be willing to try them out?" The fourth aspect talked about concrete supports in times of need. This talked about responding immediately when families are in crisis. This is a very important one. I think as caretakers, when there's a crisis and families are needing you, you need to respond ASAP and be there and be available when needed. It also talked about providing information and connections to services for families, just kind of those professional services if they're needing them, and ways that they can ask for help if needed. The last one is social and emotional competence of children. This talked about helping parents foster their children's social and emotional needs. I think this is and also a very important thing to talk to families about because sometimes families um, don't understand how to do that, especially new parents are still kind of learning how to foster those children's needs. So just kind of talking with them about, hey, here's some ways that we can foster the children's social and emotional needs, and let's work on that. And then also talking about model nurturing support to children. I really liked this list. I feel like it really helps me in my family project. For my family project, I did family visits. So I kind of just went over this list every time I went and kind of crossed off the ones that I've done and then circled the ones I still needed to work on, so I could build that relationship with the family and strengthen that relationship. So, yeah, this was one of the things I liked learning about the most and I felt like was the most useful for me this semester. So, yeah, thanks for watching.